and welcome. I am Amarachi Ubani. Tonight, 4 people are confirmed dead from a collapsed building in Owerri, the Imo State capital, with several others injured. 1 week after the attack on St. Philip Catholic Church in Ozubulu, gunmen killed 2 people near the Assemblies of God Church in Onitsha, also in Anambra State. The federal government's school feeding program spreads to 14 states, catering for almost 3 million pupils. And Kenya's opposition leader Raila Odinga urges his supporters to stay home on Monday to protest the disputed election results. We begin tonight with tragedy arising from a collapsed building, this time from Owerri, the Imo State capital, Nigeria's southeast region. 4 persons have been confirmed dead after a story building collapsed at number 9 Egbu Road in Owerri, while 6 others were rescued alive from the rubble. According to reports, the owner of the building added more floors to the building, which was originally a 1-story building. The Imo State government has, however, directed that all ongoing building constructions must go for re-verification before any further development.
It's another tragedy in the construction world. A building has collapsed in Owerri, the Imo State capital, killing 4. The caterpillar operator carefully scoops the rubble in search of survivors. 6 have so far been rescued. Witnesses estimate the time of the tragedy to be around 3:30 a.m.
Around 3 to 3:30. So as I hear noise, come, that I go peace, I come back. I hear noise. As I hear that noise, my wife say, "Hey, what's the problem?" You know, it's like 3 minutes, the house begin to fall.
The rescue efforts have been tedious, and volunteers are commended for the support given to the emergency teams who are available.
It's been an 8-hour operation since 4:15 in the morning, and the volunteers have been wonderful, very wonderful. The Red Cross, other security agencies, everybody has been at his best.
There are suspicions, though, over the quality of the building materials used, with promises of arrests to anyone found guilty.
From what we saw, you can see some structural defects. But we'll speak for now till we bring in our experts of investigators to ascertain actually whether the building met the required standards.
The governor, Rochas Okorocha, has come to inspect the site. He too admonishes the builders and commiserates with those affected by the tragedy.
No more continuous building without level certification. I understand that Imo State is becoming the fastest growing city in Nigeria, understandably, with so many buildings coming up, springing up here and there. But this is not a license for people to build nonsense and houses that are not of standard. And for this gentleman here, he survived, and this gentleman here survived, but he lost his son and his daughter, unfortunately. These are people of low income, and I'm sure they have either found themselves because of the cheapness of the house or the squatters in this kind of building. I will advise people to stop occupying homes that have not been certified for living. Some people just go into squat to enable them have a place to sleep. And for those who have lost their soul or lost their persons, who pray for their soul, may their soul rest in perfect peace. And government will see what they will do with those survivors, and this will give them a source of living.
Many in Imo State are calling for stiffer penalties for people who place the lives of others at risk because of money. Perhaps the time has now come for the authorities to look at the option to deter the act and save lives.
More tragedy in the southeast. 2 people, including a policeman, have been reportedly killed after gunmen struck near the Assemblies of God Church in Oguta Road in Onitsha, Anambra State. This latest attack is coming exactly 7 days after the St. Philip's Catholic Church, Ozubulu, was attacked, leaving 13 people dead, with several others injured. Our correspondents gathered that the gunmen had stopped abruptly at the church when they sighted a police patrol and opened fire, killing one of the policemen.
At about 10:30 hours, gunmen who were in masquerade form, who put on masquerade, attacked our police team on patrol. They fired at them and critically injured one. Members of the team reacted swiftly, pursued them, and apprehended one of them. Effort is on to ensure that the other members of the gang will sooner than later be apprehended. I want to make it clear, going by the report that is emanating from one of the dailies, that a church at Onitsha was attacked. I want to make it categorically clear that this was not an attack on the church. It was an attack on our men on routine patrol.
Meanwhile, worshippers at St. Philip's Catholic Church, Ozubulu, appear to have put the incidents of last week behind them as they held a mass in church today. Although there was a low turnout of worshippers, as some of those in attendance expressed their fear and apprehension, the state government's delegation, which was led by the Secretary of the State Government, Professor Solo Chukwulo Belu, however, assured the residents of the community of adequate security to forestall a recurrence of last week's attack.
The gates are open, although it's not sure if anyone will show up for the 9 o'clock Mass at St. Philip's Catholic Church in Ozubulu, Anambra State, not after the bloodbath a week ago. 15 minutes past the hour, the empty seats give an impression of a no-show. But soon enough, worshippers trickle in, most of them from neighboring communities. The procession of the priest signals the commencement of the service. The congregation renders hymns, albeit with aching hearts. Perhaps the person with the heaviest heart is this man, Aloy Nnamdi Ikegwonu, popularly known as Bishop. He was the target of the attackers, but his father and 12 others lost their lives in his place. The sermon of the priest is of reassurance.
Our Lord is telling us to be strong. Don't be afraid. I'm here for you. In spite of everything happening, I'm here for you.
The service comes to an end without incident, but members are still pensive.
Many of us still have that fear, but through this Mass, and I believe that it will encourage them more to come and also worship with us in St. Philip's Parish.
The Secretary to the State Government has words of encouragement and resolve from Governor Willie Obiano.
According to the words of His Excellency, that to have this place closed is to say that the criminals have won. That cannot happen. So this is the community, the parish, taking back their church, and the state government showing that support and solidarity and reaffirming that Anambra State remains safe in all aspects of life.
With time, the wounds will heal and faith restored. After all, that's what they were in church for before the attackers came calling.
Going up north now, internally displaced persons in Bauchi State are receiving food assistance and farming seeds to enable them go into crop production. The Bauchi State government is collaborating with the World Bank to supply the food items and seedlings to ensure the sustenance of the displaced persons in the short term before the harvest. The items were supplied through the Food Security and Livelihood Support Project of Fadama 3. Over 2,000 households are beneficiaries of the program.
There are no camps for internally displaced persons in Bauchi. Instead, they live in several communities in the state. At times like this, they are brought together by the State Emergency Agency. 67 IDP communities have been identified and earlier assisted with seeds for crop production. And now they are here to receive food assistance provided.
We identified 2,680 and we have food assistance support to complement what they are going to produce in the farm, so that at least it will help them feed between now and at the time when they are going to harvest their crops.
The government has approved and released the sum of 35 million annually to Padama 3 project in order to ensure smooth implementations of the project in the state. Furthermore, the state government has paid a counterpart fund of 20 million naira for the National Food Security and Livelihood Emergency Support Projects.
Buba Shehu is the chairman of the internally displaced persons in Bauchi. He makes a passionate appeal to the beneficiaries.
I'm appealing to my fellow IDPs that all these properties given to us, they should not go to market. Let them not sell it. Whatever the problem is, let them endure it.
Also at the event, 200 qualified graduates were given certificate after they concluded trainings on various agriculture enterprises under the Fadama Graduate Unemployed Youth and Women Support Program.
Over 6 billion naira, that's what the federal government says it has pumped into the National Homegrown School Feeding Program and the 14 states so far covered. This is according to the Senior Special Assistant on Media and Publicity to the Acting President, Mr. Laolu Akonde. According to Mr. Akonde, over 2.8 million pupils have so far benefited from the feeding program, where pupils of government-owned primary schools are served free lunch every day. Among the states already benefiting are Anambra, Enugu, Oyo, Osun, Ogun, Ebonyi, and Zamfara states. Other benefiting states include Delta, Abia, Benue, Plateau, Bauchi, Taraba, and Kaduna. Ogun and Osun states are top of the table with over 1 billion naira each. Anambra, Enugu, Kaduna, Oyo, and Zamfara states are among states benefiting the most from the social investment program. Mr. Akonde says more states are expected to benefit from the free feeding program by the time schools reopen in September for a new session. In part 2, after the break, 2 communities in Osun State seek federal government intervention over compensations for their land, which was acquired by the Defense Ministry over 4 years ago. Please stay with us.